Garlic is very easy to grow and requires very little space in the garden. In this video, we will go over the full life cycle of growing garlic from planting the cloves to harvesting the bulbs. All you have to do is plant at the right time in the right soil and then harvest when the timing is right. Step 1. Timing of planting. Garlic is most often planted in the fall, between September and November. Depending on your location, just make sure to plant the garlic at least 8 weeks before the first frost. Garlic roots develop during the fall and the winter before the ground has started to freeze, and by early spring they start producing foliage. Step 2. Preparing the cloves. Garlic grows from individual cloves broken off from a whole bulb. You can use seed garlic or use organic garlic bulbs found in the grocery store. It is preferable to use organic bulbs since the regular version could be sprayed with sprout inhibitors that will reduce their chances of sprouting in the ground. Each clove will multiply in the ground, forming a new bulb that consists of 5 to 10 cloves. To prepare the cloves, remove the garlic head's papery outer layer, then gently and carefully pull the cloves apart. Leave the papery covering on the individual cloves and avoid damaging their flat bottom plates. That's where the roots will grow. Step 3. Soil preparation and planting. Garlic should be planted in a fertile, well-drained soil. A raised bed works very well. Work several inches of compost or well-rotten manure into the bed along with complete fertilizer designed for vegetables. Planting garlic is simple. Space the separated cloves 4 to 6 inches apart. Rows should be spaced 1 foot apart. The cloves should be planted with the pointed end up and the blunt end down. Push each clove 1 to 2 inches into the ground, firm the soil around it, and then water the bed. After planting, lay down a protective mulch of straw, chopped leaves, or grass clippings. The mulch should be approximately 4 inches thick. Mulch will help to protect the garlic roots through the winter. Garlic will begin to grow late in the fall. The garlic roots will grow whenever the ground is not frozen, and the tops will grow whenever the temperature is above 40°F. In colder areas, the goal is to get the garlic to grow roots before the big freeze arrives, but not to make top growth until the worst of the winter. When properly planted, garlic can withstand the winter lows of -30°F. If planted too early, too much tender top growth happens before the winter. If planted too late, there will be inadequate root growth before the winter and a lower survival rate as well as smaller bulbs. In the spring, as warmer temperature comes, shoots will emerge through the ground. Fertilize the garlic in the early spring by side dressing with a nitrogen heavy fertilizer such as bone meal or well-rotten manure or high nitrogen fertilizer that decomposes slowly. Fertilize again just before the bulbs begin to swell. Weed should not be a problem until spring. However, keep the plant site well weeded. Garlic needs all the available nutrients. Garlic is a heavy feeder which requires adequate level of nitrogen. Fertilize more if you see yellowing leaves. Water garlic so it gets about 1 inch of water per week from rainfall or other irrigation methods. Garlic has very few problems with pests in the garden and also very few problems with diseases that plague other vegetable plants. Step 5. Harvesting. You will know when to harvest the garlic when most of the leaves have turned brown. This usually occurs in late June or mid-July depending on your zone. At this time, you may dig the bulbs up, being careful not to bruise them. If the bulbs are left in the ground too long, they may separate and will not store well. If possible, wait for the soil to be dry. Always dig up your garlic. Never try to pull it out of the ground as the stalks can break and separate from the bulbs. Loosen the soil and gently dig up the garlic bulbs, taking care not to splice them through. Then shake off the remaining dirt by hand to separate the bulbs from the soil. Lay the garlic plants out to dry for 2 to 3 weeks in a shady area with good air circulation. When the roots feel brittle and dry, rub them off along with any loose dirt. Bulbs should be stored in a cool 40°F, dark, dry place and can be kept in the same way for several months. As you just saw, garlic grows easy, tastes great, and takes very little room in the garden. All you have to do is plant at the right time, in the right soil, and then harvest when the timing is right. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.